Alrighty, that was Industry from the band Cubanate, I don't know what they're called. But, you know, it's a great industrial metal band from first Gran Turismo game. They've actually got quite a few tracks in there, so definitely go check them out. But yeah, we're here today because I'm going to talk about Gran Turismo 4. Recently got the urge to play it again. Guitar wants to go on its stand here. Recently got the urge to play it again, but unfortunately I don't have, or my PS2 is in storage, and even if it was hooked up, I don't have the game right now. So luckily for me, my laptop plays it pretty well. For anyone who's curious, I have a Dell Inspiron something or other. It has a Ryzen 7 and then Radeon graphics chip, so you know, it handles the game pretty well. Most of the PS2 stuff I throw at it. It does slow down on a few tracks when there's a lot of cars on the like in view, but you know, otherwise it handles it pretty well. And I have some notes over here, so you see me looking over here, that's why. A great thing about not playing it on the PS2 is I don't have to deal with the stupid PS2's you know, pressure sensitive buttons, which I do not like. So I've been using DualShock 4, which works great, although this controller is starting to be a little funny, so I have a backup over there. And you know, I play a little bit differently from people. For like the hardcore people that, you know, they're on the GT Plant forums and, you know, they fap to Car and Driver magazine. You know, they play with racing wheels and stuff. And then even some of the not so hardcore people, you know, they don't play with racing wheels, but they generally tend to use like the analog sticks for braking, accelerating, and steering. Not me. I go like way old school. I just use the D-pad and the face buttons. And, you know, I've tried the analog for many times over the years, and it just doesn't work for me. So, yeah, just, you know, like taps for steering, braking, accelerating, you know, you get the hang of it after a while. Yeah, but on the subject of playing differently, I also don't use the first-person view. I use the chase view. Again, you know, it's one of those things I've tried many times over the years to use the in-car view, and you know, that's the way you drive in real life, but I don't know, it just doesn't work for me with that game. Also, I use automatic shifting. Again, tried manual, not for me. Another way I play differently is I drive kind of dirty. I'm not one of these hardcore people that like, oh, you need to like, and you have to have proper etiquette and not hit other cars, and if you cut a corner, you gotta give yourself a little penalty there and stay off to the side. No. You know, I'll use whatever advantage I can get to come into first place, which was kind of a bummer for me, because I just assumed over the years that's how everybody played, because you know, back in the day when me and my friends played Gran Turismo 1 and 2, that's how we played. But when I got Gran Turismo 6, I hopped online, and I got it like 3-4 years after it released, and it wasn't super active at the time, but there was still a community there. And I was super bummed out when I found that everybody played with, like, you know, no dirty racing, no bumping, no shortcuts or anything. It's just you gotta be clean and everything. And it's like, yeah, that's I tried it, and it's not my thing. You know, that's the way other people want to play cool, but you know, that's not for me. One thing I've noticed about the series over the years, and it's really it's a small thing, but it's kind of baffling and frustrating, is that they keep changing the part categories. Like the first two games, like, you go to the tune shop and there's 8 categories, and that's it. They're the same, pretty much the same in the first two games. The Gt2 menu is a little slower. GT1 is, you know, really snappy. Press a button, there's your options right there. GT2, you hit a button and then you gotta wait a second, and then there it is. GT3 they ended up taking the exhaust, the mufflers, and mashing them in with the engine stuff. And then they took the brakes and they mashed that in with suspension. And then when you get to GT4, the categories are different again. And then GT5 and so on. It's like, why do they need to keep tweaking that? Just, you know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It worked wonderfully in the first two games. You know, maybe it's not proper if you don't have these certain parts in certain categories, but whatever, just leave them alone. All right, and with Gran Turismo 4, they really messed up on the main hub for Gran Turismo mode. With 1, 2, and 3, it was really simple to navigate. You wanted to go to a race, you know, bam, there's your race option. Go there, all your races are inside. And with Gran Turismo 4, they just took everything, just splashed it all over the place. I mean, it's not even one screen to view everything on the main hub. You have to scroll right, scroll left, up, down. You got races here, 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 here. You know, manufacturers are broken down way too much and scattered all over the place. I really don't like that, and I know a lot of people complain about Gran Turismo 5, their menu, I should say, and I actually like it. It's you know, not much to look at, but you know, everything is laid out really easily. You know, you want to upgrade your parts, there's that. You want to go to the dealerships, bam, there's the option right there. You want to go to a race, there's the option right there. It's really simple. And then Gran Turismo 6, they did the opposite again, just put a bunch of shit everywhere. And yeah, I don't like it. I don't know how Sport is, because that one is online only, so I didn't bother with it. 7, I don't know if I'll play it. There's rumors that you're going to need to be connected to online all the time to even upgrade your cars and tune them. No. One thing that Gran Turismo 4 introduced that I really, really like is whenever you're in a car, that dealer will be highlighted on that main hub. So, you know, that'll show up in yellow, so you know, oh, hey, that's where I go tune my car. Or I can do one make race there, possibly. With Gran Turismo 2, I remember there were lots of cars where, you know, like I said, I'm not, well, I don't know if I said it before, but I'm not a car enthusiast. I don't get wood when I look at car magazines. I do appreciate nice cars and everything, but, you know, I'm not up to date on everything that's out there and what this is and what kind of engine that has and so on and so forth. But there's a lot of prize cars in Gran Turismo 2, and I would get in one. Okay, I need to go upgrade this, and then I'd be like, hey, who the hell makes this? And on the main car screen, there's that information isn't there, so you have to go into the bio or whatever, and even then, that info isn't there. At least one time I saw. So that can be annoying, but that's really nice in Gran Turismo 4. It's hey, you know, this is a Volkswagen, this is a, I don't know, this is a Ford, this is a Suzuki or whatever, you know. It just makes it a whole lot easier to upgrade. Another thing I really like about Gran Turismo 4 is they introduced a ton of awesome tracks. Not all of them, a lot of the real world tracks they're just flat and dull. They have big wide areas to the outside, and they're not fun to race on, in my opinion. But a lot of the ones that Polyphony made were freaking awesome, like Grand Canyon, Città d'Ario, Costa di Amalfi, New York, I think that one was introduced in 4. You know, there's just so many ones. El Capitan, or Capitan, however you want to pronounce it. But there's so many cool new tracks to choose from. And even some of the real world tracks like Nürburgring and Circa de la Sarthe and Fuji 90s. Fuck that 2005 version. That one sucks. The 90s one is awesome though. Yeah, there's just tons of tracks. I love the snow tracks, the rally tracks, the tight city courses. They're They're just so much fun. Now, if there's one thing that frustrates me about Gran Turismo, the whole series in general, it's the license tests, and they really went hog wild on this game. Last game, I think you had to do 8 tests per level, and this one, they went up to 16 with a little optional coffee break in between. So you have B, A, International B, International A. There's no rally license because that's just mixed in with everything, and then the Super. And there's like a whole bunch of like 1-lap guided runs where you have to follow a pace car around. You can't pass it, you can't hit it. They should have just omitted those, because the Super license is all like 1-lap runs. So, that should have been your 1-lap options there. And then, you can work on your other stuff in the lower levels. Yeah, but I don't never like the license tests, and here I have 2 big problems with it. The first one is that when I play any other racing game, I learn how to play the racing game by racing. I don't need to like go through these goofy little tests, and the first one in every game is a test to see how well you can stop. When in a race are you ever going to come to a complete stop unless you hit a wall? I think I heard somebody online say one time that that measures your ability to judge the brakes of each type of vehicle, like front wheel drive and rear wheel drive and all that. No, I can learn that during a race, and then I can adapt to it during the same race. Unbelievable, I know, right? The other big thing is that the rules that apply in the license tests don't apply in the races. So, in the license tests, I can't hit another car, can't go on the grass, I can't take a shortcut or anything, I can't hit a wall, but I can do all that in the races, and I can get an advantage doing it. So for me, it doesn't make any sense. And they did try to implement a penalty system in the special events here. You get penalized 5 seconds. You have to go 31 miles per hour. Yeah, if that was introduced way back at the beginning of the series, that would be cool. But being introduced in the 4th game, that's lame. I think at some point Polyphony realized, hey, people really don't like these license tests. So you get Gran Turismo PSP, which, the license tests are completely optional. You actually win money for completing them, and then you can unlock custom soundtracks. So, I did the first 2 levels of that right away so I could get my own music on there. And then with 5, I think, they're mostly optional, but, a very, very small percentage of the game later on is walled off by license tests, I think. I haven't fully completed that game yet. And as you guys know, I did a review on Gran Turismo 4 5 years ago. I did bring up some of the same stuff here that I brought up in that review, but I just wanted to talk a little bit more about it, have more of a casual kind of discussion. And I'd be curious to hear you guys' thoughts on some of the things I mentioned today. And that'll do it for this one. I'll see you guys next time, and thank you for watching. Actually, no, I won't see you next time. You'll see me. I'll see my phone screen here. So, yeah, you'll see me next time.